Hi, everybody, and welcome. We are going to actually finish our album up today. And if you've been working on it during the week, then I know you're ready to get it finished also. And I need to grab the cover of the unfinished one really quick, and then we'll come back to this one. As I talked in the beginning, I had used, oh goodness, forgot to reset my camera. I used magnets on these flaps here, and you certainly still can use your magnets. The only difference is it's going to take three of the large ones, and you know they're going to hold, but again, you also have to remember as you fill your album bigger, they may not hold exactly how you want them to. So I am going to add a tie to mine. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. And we want to do it before we start the matting, of course. You can actually just bring it around. This is, we're doing a really big closure here. So you can bring it around just on this little flap guy. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And it's just going to tie him closed. Or, hi, Jan. Or you can actually come all the way across here. But I'm going to go here and here. I'm going to go ahead and use, I have lots of different ribbons. Don't know if this is going to be long enough, then I'll tell you how much you need. Hi, Cindy. No, it's not. Let me get, but this will give you an idea of what you're looking at. And I do like the look of it. Tying that closed on that side right there. And then again, it won't matter if it's going, well, yes, it will, because, so you need to decide, is it going to, you want to open it like so? Because once we get everything in here, it definitely will matter. Let me just get it's going to have to be longer. And I should have grabbed that before I started. I thought I had enough. I'm going to have to use a different one, but it still goes too. It's just a smaller check. I'm going to cut off quite a big long piece this time. So I'm cutting about a yard. We'll use that for a bow because we can definitely mix these guys up. And like I said, before we go through and do any matting, if you want this to be under the matting, you definitely will want to get it down. And I'm just going to get a basic idea so I can tell you how much to use. Now, I like to have streamers. I'm going to tie it kind of loose. So I'm going to have those streamers. Yes, we have this one in our shop. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check, Jan, but yes, I did have it in black and white also. So I like that. I do like it. And let me tell you how much in yardage this is. So I did cut more than a yard. This is about 1.25 yards if you want it to go around because it's really big. Diane, the new G45 won't even start shipping until the end of July. So to get started today, I already posted for you on Scrapbookers that I had already completed most of my waterfalls. So we're going to do this side first. And I just have the top one to mat, but I have to put all mine together. And then we'll do the left-hand side. And here comes Wilbur to join us. And he just brought me a towel. So here is the waterfall portion. And like I said, this is the one I attached last week. I did leave it unfinished, but it would have taken us forever. And I'll give you the measurements, and I do have them all ready to go so I can show you how to put them in. And then you can go back and work at your own speed that way. And it's just kind of over and over. Same measurements. I always do recommend that you measure yours because everybody's can be different, right? And I'm going to show you. So I'm going to lay these pieces out first. Sorry, he's snorting at the blanket down there. hold on a sec. Will, oh, he has that, you know, something stuck in his nose. It's all right. My vet calls it a reverse sneeze. Sorry if you're hearing that. It's nothing wrong, though, I promise. The top one, if you remember, did not have our pocket. Hello, Sally. Hi, everybody. The rest of them do. And the reason is this does have a large magnet on our first one to hold it closed and nice and tidy. So the measurements for this flap on all of your flaps. Hi, Bonnie. On all of your flaps for the front, I cut mine 3 7/8 by 8 3/8. And you'll cut one for the front and you'll cut one for the back. Now, if you do on this first one where we do not have a pocket, and I'm just using the aqua tint for the back, it's going to be 8 3/8 of an inches long, and it will be 4 3/8 wide. You only need one. Now for the back side, I'll give you the pocket measurement too. So your pocket measurement on the rest of them, same size front and back on the rest of your waterfalls. 2 7/8 wide, 8 3/8 long. You'll cut 2 front and back on the rest of them. And also the flap. I've been working with glitter today and I'm picking it all up. Did I not cut? I may not have cut this. I'll have to cut it. It's 2 7/8. Also by 8 3/8. So it kept sizes pretty much the same. Wow, well, we'll have glitter everywhere. And then the back pieces that go behind the pockets, they were kind of just random. I just cut 2 1/2 by 8 3/8. Now they are all 8 3/8, but they were like just leftover pieces, and I just used them to stick down there in the pocket. I'll have to cut that guy a little bit, so that you just used up your scraps. You didn't have to worry about cutting, you know, new pieces of paper. So let's get going and let's get this one matted. And also, let me take this off. I hope I cut all the pieces. And then I'll cut little strips of 3/8 of an inch that will go on the gussets here and here to just give it finished. Then we'll put our waterfall together, set it aside, and we'll do the cover, and then we'll put all these together. Hi, Annie. I'm going to just put the aqua tint down first. I don't ink it. I did use pink. I used a pink. I'll show it to you. And it's time to completely clean these off. I mean, clean our my tips. Now, oh, make sure your magnets are down first if you're using them. Do not go above that gusset there. And there is the walkthrough. So you can always go back through the walkthrough or this video when you're ready to put your waterfall together. And you'll see what order I put them in. Oh, you know the best way to clean these tips? I found, because they don't get all ooey and gooey, is right here. So let's just do it real quick. Well, hi, Carol. I just get a pipe cleaner. Whoa. My, there, really stuck. And I just use my pipe cleaner. And it gets all that yucky stuff out. Hey, Jennifer, I need to get with you because my husband needs to get with your husband to find out about the trailer stuff. Yeah, the pipe cleaners, yeah, it cleans it right out. Then you just set your pipe cleaner aside, put your tip back on, and you're good to go. My daughter's on. Hi, Kara. She can do that now from work. Okay, the flap. And again, these are just some beautiful, beautiful little paper clips that were made for our retreat that I just thought were so cute with this album. So, back side, I chose to use the polka dot side. I think I need to cut this a little shorter, but we'll see. I remember I did do my corners. No, I had to use, Jan, I had to use about 1 3/8 of a sheet. So you'll have to use 1 full sheet and 3/8 of another sheet just about in order to do each pocket. If you want to do it all, but that's okay because you'll still have plenty of paper left over. And then I have just been loving, I know it looks super bright. We have all these colors in the store. It's going, I know, don't freak. It does look bright. You know, I've had my Prima ones for years. Love them. We don't sell them anymore because they're starting to dwindle down. I don't know if they're going to come out with something different with Prima. I did love the magnetic cases, but they just don't have very many colors anymore. So, or the refills either. So I've gone to the Ranger, which I do like, the archival. Things are super permanent, but it won't come off that pink. See? And I just did the pink around the edges. I'm going to look for a softer pink just for like the baby paper and wedding papers, different things like that. But I still like this one with this collection. And there we go. So we can see what you guys are up to. See how much better my tip works just from going around it with that pipe cleaner. And I don't even soak them anymore. Soaking, and especially in Dawn or Goo Gone, works great, but you still have that ooey gooey, you know, leftover residue, it seemed like. So I do like the pipe cleaners. Is anybody working on their album, or are you guys saving this for future projects? This is going to be a fun one for a Christmas gift. Get it made. Hi, Diane. Get it made, and then, you know, kind of set it aside, and you're set for Christmas. Let's go over that magnet. And then the front, I'll do the front side, of course. I love that mom and daughter in the kitchen. Oh, you're working on 4, Elizabeth. You know what, though? Isn't it great to keep busy? When we keep our hands busy, then and our mind busy, just things are so much nicer in the world. That's okay. I think, Elizabeth, I think we've kind of all grown used to so many of those typos. We've learned to speed read over them, and then it makes sense. Does anybody else do that? I know I do. I just kind of speed read through it, and then it's like, Then it so makes sense. And, you know, our phone changes our words. Oh, Brenda, that is a fabulous, fabulous idea. So Brenda said she's got a bridal shower, and yes, this would be great. And then everybody can put the bridal showers, the recipes in the pockets for the bride. How cool. The red and white? Okay, I'll check it when we're done. Thank you for checking, Tanya. But I'm pretty sure that what happens, see, it gets down. Sometimes the rolls, they don't, well, they're not exactly the yardage that it says. So I must have cut 2 of these. I'm going to use, oh, okay, I'm going to use, oh, I don't want to use one on the back. So I did short myself on the cover. So I'll just cut those. And I just used, again, oh, I did use the green on the back. I didn't cut my pocket is what I did. Looks like I used the green on the back of the original one and then one in the pocket. So I just need to cut one more from the pink polka dots. And you know what? I can do that off camera. That's okay. Because you guys know the size. Front and back is the same size. And once again, that's 2 7/8 by 8 3/8. But Jan, I'm pretty sure we do have it more in stock. And over it with the pink. See, it doesn't even, I don't have to dab it each time. It keeps its color on there pretty well. Nothing really bright or, you know, super detracting from the pink, but it just seals it off with that pink, and I really liked it. I don't have magnets or anything on the back, and they settle and they will lay flat. Hi, Suzette. How are you? Again, you can put your waterfalls all on and then mat them. I just felt it was easier to mat them flat and then put them on. Either way you like best. Oh, it's the pocket then I didn't cut since I'm putting this here. And this is going to go inside. I'll get the pocket, which is the back B side of the mom's. And I do like sometimes solid colors because you can write on this. Hi, Tiffany. If you're following along with the other videos, I talk about this album and how, well, Sally found it here, showed you guys. So on a video, the thing with it, it started out as a school album with 2 of the waterfalls, and I started with grades kindergarten through 12th, and then, you know, of course, a special one for graduation. And I had made it smaller, and then it just evolved into recipes because that is just too perfect for recipes. And a lot of times it's not the recipes I'm using right now, it's recipes I'm saving from different family recipes or friends, things like that. Because I know we do print a lot of them off online nowadays, but still when I print them off, I like to have a place to tuck them. So I need to take a little bit off of here, 1/8 of an inch. It's just not going to fit. And having a place to tuck them, I like much better. Well, I guess I didn't even measure this piece, did I? Nope, I didn't. And then the back will go on the pocket. I can get that one later. They were made by, oh my gosh, they were such adorable friendship cards at the, I think Aura made those. Aura made them. And yeah, see, she just put the floral on there and then the felt in the back. And I'll tell you what, they make cute little additions to our projects. And I have another one I put in, oh, I put in this album from our retreat, also from the friendship cards. And C made that one. She just glued the button on and in it goes. Isn't that cute? It just adds a nice little touch that sometimes you just need help holding that flap down. Okay. And that is what you will do to all of your waterfalls. Now I want to go ahead and cut some strips. And I did use the coordinating papers. And what I did is I cut 3/8 of an inch strips. Oh, Jan, actually we do. We're doing one for our virtual neighborhood retreat, and then we've done them over. I have a swap group. It's the Country Craft Creations Creative Cafe, and we do monthly swaps there. And yes, we've done some recipe swaps, and it is fun. You know, nothing wants to work today. We have just too many in our main group here. That's why I have a swap group. We can't do it with 13,000 people. We would not. I could never keep track of that. Okay, so I want to cut it. I'm just going to hair over 3/8. And I'll need 2 of those. Then we have to cut the length 8 3/8. Okay. And excuse me, I'm using the back side. So we'll fill in the 1/2 inch gussets. Because if you use the front side, you're going to cut off somebody's head. Hi, RJ, how are you? There he is. Just making sure we're okay. He's underneath me. Stitches down, and then we'll do. I don't need to do this piece here, or did I? Oh no, the next. No, I'll show you how that. Oh, maybe I did go back through after we put it on. Okay. We will do that. But right now we'll just do the gusset that belongs to each flap. And then we do this after. Same way, you'll just go through your papers and decide what you want to put there. Or you don't have to. I just think it makes it look finished. Okay, we are ready now to add the waterfalls. I did have that in my book, so I'll remember what order. I think they're in order, but just like adding any waterfall, so I will fold that 1/2 inch to the back, and then I'm just going to line it up. Use the side of my scoreboard. That will help too. I'm just going to line it up there, and we're going to attach each of these just like our regular waterfalls. They're just heavier, of course. also we have those flaps down here. If you remember, when we were creating this, I did go bigger on the waterfalls so that we can fit full-size recipe cards. So we'll do those at the bottom, but we have to wait to see what our measurements will be. And then you're going to see how each waterfall will definitely hold that shut. Oh, I guess I should show you again. So when you're working, these are I use this sheet of paper front and back, silver, and then I just repeat for the back side. Here is the border sheet. Oh, I did change this from the original. I used, because I had scraps of the red, so I just used it instead of solid red. But you can use any of them that you like. Magenta hue is which one it is, Teresa. And it might be too dark for some of you. I think the archival fuchsia is a lot even brighter. This one seemed just right. I even used it on the green. Oh, you know what, guys? I have to apologize. I need you to keep working. I cannot turn down this phone call, so you keep working. Hey, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Thank you guys for working. I had to take this phone call because I had to. Well, I'm so sorry. I had set my phone even so that nothing would come through unless it was like that important phone call, and it was important. But that's okay. You got to keep working, and I don't want to have to start and stop and start and stop. Okay. So the next one, which is another reason I used the red, I thought it coordinated really well. Oh, and also remember, do not cut your corners. I think I did mention that in the other videos, and I didn't plug my glue. Oh, you know, and I've been waiting for this phone call, waiting for days, right? And when does it come? Now, but that's okay. Oops. And I feel like that edge. There we go. You know, there's just never a good time. I always think, when should we do tutorials? Morning, afternoon, evening, and you know, we'll just do them when we do it because. Oh, do you cut your waterfall corners all the time? I don't know. I don't. You can. Actually, you know, that's the thing, guys. It is paper. We can do anything. If you cut them and cover them, just play with it. Okay, the next one is our very mod kitchen. Who used to watch the Mod Squad? Oh, I did. I love this pattern. It reminds me of that. Oh, on accident. Oh, I was taking you serious, Tiffany. I guess we're gonna have to get used to Tiffany around here, because I'll be announcing something very soon. Anyway, so I got to get used to your sense of humor, Tiffany. They go on really easy, guys, because you've got your nice, heavy, lightweight chipboard on the back, which is going to also add a lot of stability to your album cover. We're going to flip it, and it's going to just make it makes it so easy to put this on because you've got such a heavy, strong surface to work on. Oh, you had snow on Tuesday, Tanya? Well, it was rainy here, but oh, it's in the 80s. I'm chilly down in my studio, but it's so beautiful out there. So beautiful. Yeah, this is getting heavy, and you can see now how heavy it gets is why we needed this very reinforced piece of lightweight chipboard. So this one is my end one, and I love it. So this will be probably, I've got some homemade cake recipes that I'll tuck in here that were family. And I thought that was just really cute for birthday desserts. And also on the first two tutorials, in the description, you'll see the cutting guide. And in the cutting guide, I did not change this surface area. So I will give you those new measurements. Now I'm just going to kind of straighten everything out. These are heavy, but when you pull them, because you have that gusset, then they'll line up beautifully. Okay, let's just flip these back. Then you can go back through and add your 3/8 by 8 3/8 of an inch strips. Excuse me. And I coordinated it with the top. You don't have to. You can coordinate it with the bottom however you like, or they can be all different colors, but those are those leftover 1/2 inch bare spots. that will go back and cover. Now at the end, I have the bottom flap, and then I have the two open. So I was just kind of assimilating like the cupboard, and then some of the recipe cards. And I did show last week how these cut a perfect 4x6, and they see this is the smaller size, but they will fit in our bigger size pockets. So this does not have a magnet either. Really, it's not going to work because of the weight. The recipe cards. So let's get some measurements here. They're going to differ from the original. I don't think I have them anymore, so I'm just going to give you new measurements, and I'll cut them with you. We want to first have that bottom flap. So my bottom flap is going to be, let me post this up, because I want it to come right up to there. I'm going to cut it 5.5. We've got 5.5 by 8.5, so I'm going to cut it 5.5 by 8 3/8. I don't want it really to stick over the edges, or I'll cut it just a hair short, because this is a full 8.5. I'm going to have it kind of sit on the inside just a little bit. So again, 5.5 by 8 3/8. So let me get that one cut as everything goes flying on the floor. And I did just cut it a 1/16 of an inch on the width, because we have two flaps. So it's going to sit down here, and I will measure it before I put it on, because I really don't want it to go over that gusset. And so we know the space. We're safe with 5. So I think we can keep the same measurement that I did for the cupboard piece at 4 7/8. 4 7/8 by 9.5. So I'm just going to cut a strip. We'll end up cutting it in half at 4 7/8 by 9.5. So I don't really think it changed that much. Okay, so you need 2 pieces. I'm not going to map these on camera because they're very straightforward. Just measure, take off that 1/8 of an inch. But we're going to start with the one that I cut 1/16 of an inch shorter. And it's 5.5 wide. We're going to score that at the 5.5 side at 1/2. This is the 9.5 inch, and I did cut it just a hair short. So I'm just going to score each side at 1/2 inch. And then we're just going to cut it in half, basically. That will give me my half. I'll just put that in the cutter. And cut that in half. One reason I do that is because I wanted them to be the same height. When I cut one big long one, I know it's going to be the same height. But if you don't want to do that, then you can just cut 2 separate pieces at 4 7/8, and they're 4 5/8 each. Okay. I just do that also because it's quicker. And I do want to go ahead. Oh, I won't angle them yet until we make sure of the fit. But we need to put the big flap down first. just in case I have to trim, then I want to, I think we're going to have to trim. Like I said, we'll put these on after the big flap we're doing. Nope, I don't have to trim. That's good. Okay, that stops great. I just didn't want it to be, up over it. So that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece down first. And I can go ahead and angle on my corners if you're doing that, or if you're rounding your corners. That way these two will match. Big one down first. Wilbur can get in and out, and he stands here at my window. I'm going to start laughing, and he looks at me like, "What you doing, Mom?" I wish my camera would just pan all over the area so you can see what actually goes on here. Okay, center that. And I'm not worried about the little edges showing because we will cover that with paper. And I'll show you this other stuff. So you don't have to worry about any of the lightweight chipboard. It won't show. Okay, now I cut these, like I said, 4 7/8 because I don't want them to be bigger than the rest of it. I love hearing his feet too. He's actually very graceful compared to the other two. And he has these little dainty footsteps. So I'm going to sit mine right under the 1/2 inch. Okay. And we want these guys to match. You can change your sizes, of course. You can have these overlap, anything you like. So this gives you just a cute little spot for some extra cards or photos. And then when you do the matting, again, I just use the border strip to make it look like it was a cabinet. And I just cut the one long piece like I did when I created the flaps, and then you can cut it so that you keep your photos going. Will close. So again, this is going to be your matting. It's going to be 4 7/8 wide. Remember, I cut mine 1/16 of an inch, so you'll want to cut it 8 3/8, and probably a little bit shorter. But just measure your pieces always. So there's our bottom. We have our flaps on, and then I will go back at a later date and cut my 3/8 of an inch strips, just like you did here. And you'll see when it stands up, see it falls nicely. But you can put that aside because it's easier to work on our album cover when it's flat. But let's go ahead now and work on this side. This was from, like I mentioned, our Craftology box, but Tanya has put it in Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, the file for it, so you can cut it on your cutting machine. I'm not sure if it'll only be for Cricut or what. And that's what we're going to do next. And I already have mine You should too. Have yours finished. We put it on last week onto the lightweight chipboard. So I have my pieces and parts cut. And I'm going to start with this outside. So I use the cherry. I love it. I've already inked it, done my edges, so it's ready to go. I just need to give you the measurements. Oh, Tanya said it's only for Cricut. So my matting is going to be 7 3/8 by 8 3/8 for the front. And then I will be using a recipe card. And the recipe cards are sold separate for the collection, so you can purchase tons of them. Now, I've already had some people purchase them and actually put them on their, what is the machine that binds them? Zutter machine. I got one. You know, I've never used it. Hi, Connie. I really should use it. And they're binding them as recipe little album things. You know, like your index cards come on. So that's pretty cute. You're going to want the same size for the back. And the back, I used mom and daughter. There's the cherries in it. And I meant to actually use, oh no, I did cut the right side. I was thinking I did cut it backwards on a different one, but I changed it. So never mind. It has the cherries though, and mom and daughter. So that'll go to the back. Again, a great place for some of those photos. Hi, Linda. Linda, how are you? Linda, I did receive such a sweet card from you. Thank you so much. My husband had brought in the mail earlier, and I was so happy. There were so many fun cards in there. I think, thanks everybody. I don't know. You guys are so awesome. I mean, just to open the mail and have cards from our group members is so nice. Hi, Kay. How are you doing? Or is Sally called you Triple K? This flap. What happened to my papers? Did they fall out? Have you ever cut your papers and then you realize you accidentally used them for something else? I think that's what I did. Oh, K to the fourth. K to the fourth. Sorry. You know what, guys? I think that's what I did. Well, let me give you the measurement because I must have cut it. That wasn't very smart, but that was something I would do. So I used the red lattice, 7 3/8 by 8 1/8. So I'll cut that one later too, but I want to do this one with you because this one I did pieces and parts using the recipe cards. So you can write on the directions. And so you're going to want 2 recipe cards. And I did choose the red because of the front being, because of the front being the red lattice. Well, sorry about that. Oh, it will be, Dina, because I can print this anytime I want. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you use for the back because I did directions. That's what I love about the solids. And what I did is I just laid it out. So we will have to do some cutting. I laid it out, put it about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And that one I kind of snuck the corner. Let's get a different one. So I'll put the directions up first. And I'll bring this one down. Then I just filled in these little spots. So I'm actually going to start with the directions at the top, and then I'll cut the corner. I do want to ink these edges. Oh, Tina, you just gave me a great idea. I never thought, my one granddaughter is she's graduating here very soon, like in 2 weeks, and she is going away just to southern Utah, not far, but far enough she won't be here. And now that I got 2 of these, I think maybe that's what I'm going to do for her. Because there's recipes like my macaroni and cheese and different things that she might be calling me to ask how did I make those. So, I never thought of that. It would be great for starting out because kids at 18 just want to shove things in pockets. Have you noticed that? So this will be good for her. Now I have to get some of those recipes and just print them off. Stick them in here for her. Okay, I'm keeping my 1/8 of an inch border, hopefully. So you can mat the back of this if you want, and then lay these on top. But I thought it was more fun this way. Sometimes it's fun just to use your scraps to piece with. Yes, some good Italian recipes. Yes, definitely to go with her Irish heritage. I'm going to overlap. Really, these are just more for the decoration fun, but you still can write on it. If you're using it for a bridal shower, maybe do the recipe for love or something. Or you can use it for a sign in. Be very cute. Okay, now, even though I'm going to give you measurements, I want you to still measure. Yours could be different. Yours could be very different. And I still want that 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to cut mine. I'm just going to first cut it at 2 3/8 and check your length at the top of the recipe card. So I'm going to cut mine 3 3/4 long, 3 3/4 by 2 3/8. And I did use the cherries, and then I kind of stayed over here on the side, so you might have to turn it upside down. I wanted to keep that graphic in there, so it's going to be two 3/8. 3 3/4. Go from the bottom, see what we get here. Oh, yeah, Tanya, you have to definitely share that with your kids, is the German recipes. There we go. Now we can go ahead and trim if needed. And we even have another piece in case we don't get our length exactly the way we wanted it. That's why it's always good to play with scraps. So I'm going to start by just taking 1/16 of an inch off. What did I do in the length? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to change this again. I was looking at the recipes. You're off to Joann's for more packing. You're off to Jones for more packing. Oh, more packing. Okay. just want a hair over 3 3/8. Not exactly the graphic I was going for, but much better fit. So I like to line up to the edges so everything looks like it's still in the square. You can also use red ink with this. This would be good to use red with. So mine was approximately the 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. Did go just a hair longer. And that is just something that you'll want to measure yours and play with so that it fits. You want it to fit like a quilt. Now on the original one, I did use the pink. I think since I've already cut these pieces, I'm just going to use the back side. I used just a scrap piece of the mom and daughter on this one. But I think I'm just going to do that since I've got these pieces in parts. And I'm going to go for, hopefully, oh, still it's the same length, hair over 3 3/4. 2 3/8. So it's about the same. Just need to take an 1/8 off the edge. And I'll take another one off. Talking about food, I'm getting hungry now. And my husband's actually home early from work today. And I had leftovers for my son's birthday dinner. And he better not eat it or I'm going to beat him. I'm going to have to worry about that when he retires. Any food left over, it's like he eats it for breakfast. Does anybody else's husband eat all the leftovers in the house? And then you go to get them and you're like, oh, I can't wait to eat some more of that. And it's gone. The little sprockets 2 by 3 photos will fit in there perfect. So you definitely can use those for photos. Okay, let's go ahead and put our pocket pieces on. Very straightforward on that. I need to get some elbow room. I just used a red. And that's just red artisan. Because I had a bunch of it from the original album. Yes. When my boys were home, Tina, not only that, they eat a box of cereal every morning. Okay, 3 inches by 8 3/8 is going at the very top. And then I'm just going all cherries with this. You can use either side. So my middle one, again, measure yours, is 3 inches by the 8 3/8. My bottom is 3 7/8 by 8 3/8. I'm going to fold that flat to the back while we're working on this. And again, you can decide. So I'm going to go like so. And I'm not going to put these down so we can go move to the cover because I wasted that time on them. Well, it wasn't wasted, but it was on the phone. And we're just going to stick those in there. Glue them down. And then that will be our centerpiece. And again, I used one of the recipe cards. So I did matte this in black. And they are 4x6. Let's see if I can. There we go. Don't want to cut a whole big piece. So they're 4x6. So I'm going to cut. Should have got up anyway. It fell on the floor. I'm going to cut my matting at 6 1/8. By 4 1/8. I'm going to have to pick it up off the floor. Everything went flying. And I do have the recipe. The only thing is, I'll show you. I didn't use, when you cut this, you'll have an eye, but I used just a jewel that I had gotten in a really cute Happy Mail box. Or you can use something like this. You can use to dot your eye with. So let me see how that's going to work. So this is 4x6. These are, like I said, perfect 4x6. So 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. No need to trim. I didn't ink this. Going to back it. Now put this down. I'll put my recipes down. Again, you can make your own little flowers. That white flower was one that again was in a little Happy Mail. No, we got it from, it was in a little package from the retreat. Just absolutely adorable. So get those things out that were, gifted to you, especially through, I love it. Everybody's sending cards these days, and then it has such a cute little, been getting things with little packets of glitter for Happy Mail. Just adorable little stuff that you can actually use on your projects. And I think that makes it so, it just personalizes it. And I'm going to add the word recipes, and I'm going to use probably one of the dots, or you can use a pearl, or you don't have to say anything. Oh, that's cute. No, I did not know that. Now, am I saying it right? It's a tittle. So the little dot above the I or a J is a tittle. So you can always say, don't forget to cut your tittle. That sounds funny. Or you also, on your Cricut silhouette, you can cut anything that you like. These are kind of the wrong color, so I don't think I will use them, but that is also. So I'll wait and add that just with my art glitter glue. I'll add a tittle at the top. I had to read it twice too, Jan. So we're going to put that down too in just a minute, but let's go on and let's do the matting for the front of our album. Again, I did give these measurements because I did do the triple matting, and I posted that in Scrapbookers, and I will give it to you again though. I wanted to have the triple matting just because of the colors, but I was playing around in my colors and this yellow. So, I think I'm going to try this yellow. I'm going to go with the yellow, the red, because we've got yellow and red. Let's see what happens here. It might be very pretty bright, but so this is my colors Sun Glow, and it is a sparkle, but I did do pink here. But I'm going to see what that's going to look like just to do it a little bit different. And then this is the pink, the light that I put with it. And but I think we'll still go red. And that was the pink at the bottom. And I'll still put red at the top to separate the two colors. So our cover, your cover is 9 by 9. So this first layer is going to be 8 7/8 by 8 7/8. I'm going to do this like a card. I'm going to build everything here at the bottom. Then I'm going to cut my red at 8.5 by 8.5. I do need to just get my red piece. And I'm using just the red artisan. You definitely can use the red that comes in your coordinating pack. And it's 8.5 by 8.5. It's bright, for sure. Now the two pieces. These are two separate pieces, and your top piece, you're going to actually, you're going to cut that at 8. Oops, let me get my ruler over here. I cut it at 8 1/4. And it just depends on how much of a border that you're wanting. It's actually 8 3/8. So it's going to be 8 3/8 by, because we only did it halfway, by 4 1/4. So the pink is going to be 4 1/4 by 8 3/8. And it is the back side, the B side. I know, yellow's bright, but I think I like it. Okay, the bottom piece, which is the yellow border, it's going to be, I cut it at 4 1/8. You can definitely measure yours to see, but I would cut the 4 1/8 first by 8 3/8. Oh, thank you, Jan. So I'm going to cut the 4 1/8 by 8 3/8 out of our yellow border page. So you'll have, after creating this, you should have the one sheet of everything left. And so I kind of want to cut this to show you. And the reason that the white is there, it makes it just so much easier when you're cutting. So I'm going to start with 4 1/4. Well, it worked better. Anyway, it gives you, see, the shelf, and then you'll have a little bit of wallpaper at the bottom to kind of make you feel like you didn't cut something right off in half like one of the bowls. By 8, let's do this 8 1/4. And we're going to make that cute ruffle. It's really hard to see, but I'll show it to you again in a minute on my cover. This, I think, yeah, I knew it was going to be too long, but I didn't want to, you know, cut it too short. So I'm going to take the quarter off. We're going to build it just like a card. Oh no, it's going to be bright, huh? So I'm going to take another 1/8 of an inch off. I do want more of the red to show. I'm just going to take a whole quarter off of each side. So this, I only need to take 1/4 of an inch off of one end. So it will match. Then down here is where on this shelf, I made the little ruffle that we're going to do. So we'll go ahead and put this all together, and we'll decorate the front of this, and then I'll just show you what I did on the rest of the album, and that way you can see this is, you can do the rest on your own for sure. I'm going to go with yellow. It is bright, but we're going to do it. So this piece and this piece, I'm not inking. There's no sense in inking those. It's really not going to show. You know what I can do? You know what might be fun, Marguerite? Is maybe I'll make an event where we can post our most favorite recipes to put in our new What's Cooking recipe albums, because, oh my gosh, look at all the tutorials. All the designers are doing tutorials. There's this one. I'm going to be doing another one starting next week. Because we really want to get you guys on the road to getting your Christmas gifts done, even though we're talking about it early. But then we can print them off and share them in our books. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think that's a good idea. All right. Let's make sure we're spreading the glue. Remember, this is like wallpaper, and we want it to be flat. And let me get that glue off. See, if it's not flat, keep working that glue, because you don't want it to bow. I'm going to ink the edges here. Again, you can get away to, you don't have to ink your edges. Okay, let's add the top. Comes out fast, so don't squeeze your bottle if you took your tip off. Before I make that super permanent, I just need to check. Okay. It definitely is bright. It definitely screams 1970. That is for sure. And if you watch some of the tutorials, I love how on the Craftology box with What's Cooking, Michelle Allen emphasized the green, and it's just stunning. So you've got a lot of different choices, especially if you grew up with that gold kitchen, or maybe, yeah, we had the gold kitchen. My mother will never forget. Oh, I tore that. She got to pick gold or avocado when we were building the house. Who remembers that? Ugliest kitchen I've ever seen, but it was so cool back then, because everything used to just be white, and now we're all kind of going back to the white. Still have that German glitter all over me. I have to fix that because I did tear my paper accidentally. Yeah, I do like the green in the paper, the mint green. Yeah, my mom was Harvest Gold. I'm not worried about, I got that off a little bit. You can see the red because I have a cut apart that we're going to put there from the recipe card. Okay, let's grab our cover again. We really don't have a top or bottom. yet. And now we can go ahead and add our cover to the front. Oops. Now, I did not do the double matting on the back cover or the triple matting. I only did the 3 layers on the front. And you definitely you can use the green. Gosh, you can mat with all those different colors because everything is right here in our dishes. Again, take the time to flatten that. And then with the recipe card, so it just depends on what you're looking for. What I did is that was just too much pink. That's why I didn't choose that one. That's right. I chose the red one. And I'm just going to grab another red one to cut because I don't have one. And again, it's 4 by 6. And you just need to put on your cutter at 4. Perfect cut. And again, it's 6. Then what I did is I left the 4 from the kitchen up and I just cut, because you can also use those. I cut the ingredients off and I cut the top off. Left that border. So what we did is we created about a 3. So my matting will be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 for the bottom, and I'm going to use black. And I had that. There we go. So 3 3/4 because we need it to pop. And I did use silver also. And then you can definitely change some sizing here just by trimming it. And I'm going to still use a silver piece. And it's the polished stone. And remember, I did mention in the beginning, I had you buy extra than what was in the coordinating pack, because I did use quite a bit extra on things and did some double matting. So I'll do 3 5/8 on this one, 3 3/4 on by 3 3/4 on the black, and then we'll put her there and see how the metal on the refrigerator goes with the silver. Then it brings it out, and then I may have to change just a little bit on the silver. Hi Sheila, how are you? There we go. A little bit more black border. Then that's going to go down like so. I know this We'll be done here actually very soon. We're just doing the front cover. We're going to put everything on the inside, and I'll just leave the cap off for now. And then I just go back and do my matting. I did double mat on those outside pieces. And we're going to make a couple of flowers. And your album's basically done. It kind of goes fast because you don't have to put hinges in. I really love it. Okay, so that will lay like so, but let's make that ruffle so that you know how to make that. And again, you can choose any size you want. I did mine 1 1/4. I'm using this back side. Going to be 1 1/4 by 12. And if you wanted to show more, you definitely can use one of the different colors. Okay, it's 1 1/4 by 12. And once you make a couple of these, they're fun. You're going to make them and put them on a lot of different projects. So we're going to just start scoring all the way across. You're going to score it 1 inch, and you're going to see a pattern here very soon. So 1 inch, 1 1/4, 2, 2 1/4. Now it's all you do all the way down. 3, 3 1/4. So 4, 4 1/4, 5, 5 1/4, 6, 6 1/4, 7, 7 1/4, 8, 8 1/4, 9, 9 1/4, 10, 10 1/4, 11, and 11 1/4, all the way down. Oh wait, did I have to make this? Oh, I had to make this longer. We need 2 of them. That's right. It doesn't quite go across once we get it all done up. So we have to cut 2 pieces. So we should have scored the whole thing and then cut it. Sorry. I forgot about that being 2 pieces. So I will do the same. Start at 1, 1 1/4, 2, 2 1/4, 3, 3 1/4, and just hit your 4s. 5. So I'll speed it up here. And 8, 8 1/4, 9, 10, 11 1/4. Now, I do not, I think we'll go ahead and do this. I want you just to fold one end. Oh my goodness. The phone's just going to go crazy, and then fold the other end. Making sure my hearts are going the right direction. So see, that was one. It doesn't matter which end. It's 3/4 of an inch. We're just going to add them together. You know what? My phone has not rang all day. I mean, all week, hardly. And today, it's crazy. All right, if you used art glitter glue, that will dry quick enough. So that's basically going to be in the middle. We aren't going to use all of this, but we'll cut it. So we're going to start where we measure, where we did 1. Now the thing is just to kind of go through, fold 1, and then the quarters. Just kind of loosen those up. They're hard to see on this pattern paper on the camera, I know. So the 1, and 1 1/4, just kind of keep going. It'll be easier to form. our ruffle. That one, and when you get to that center one, it's going to be, there we go, a little tight, but that's okay. You'll just push a little harder. Like I said, we won't use all of this, but we need to fold all of it so we know where to cut it off, what length we need, because we lose a lot of it when we fold it. Sometimes they're hard to see. Okay, once you've gotten it all kind of broken up here, now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this once I get it going here. So this first piece is going to fold over. This is going to take a little bit. I wish Tanya was live. She's so good at this. So I'm going to fold, see this first half over. And then I've got another one of those kind of like the jointed, and it goes over. I'm going to reverse it. I only do that to get that broken at first. Okay, there. Once you get that very first one, you'll get the groove of it. So I push. That little 1/4 of an inch is right down there. I push a little 1/4 of an inch. So now we'll just keep repeating. We'll just push it over the top. And then you push it over the top to the right. So I want you to push it. Once it breaks, see how it breaks right there? Push it over the top to the left. Push it over the top to the right. So you're basically just going left, right, left. We'll stop every few seconds here and burnish. And we're going to put score tape along the back. So push to the right, push to the left, push to the right. My thumb is where the 1/4 inch is being formed, and push to the left. To the right, to the left. Right, left. Right, left. To the right, and again to the left, and to the right, left. We'll just keep going, and we are done. And left. And yeah, it's not going to look straight. It'll lay crooked for a moment, and that's just fine. I'm going to do some burnishing here. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to use my score tape, and I am going to get my hot glue gun. I don't want to roll over a dog. And I love this Ryobi mini glue gun, let me tell you. Pop that battery in and it's ready to go. But I'm going to start first with score tape here on the back. And at the retreat, the girls were doing it just straight down the middle. So it really made it easy. Using my thumb, see, I'm just kind of going to push things back together as we go. Kind of pushing back. There we go. Now I can go ahead and get everything flattened a little bit more. And there's my ruffle. And then my book. So you could even just add it here. I didn't want to cover that centerpiece, but I wanted it down here at the bottom. And I want it to be the same, width. So what I did is I lined this up so I have this nice extra piece that you can take from, so that this side I can cut in the center of these two guys. I'm going to use that line. So I've got a line there. I'm just going to cut it straight down that line. That'll be my point to start. And then right under this one, I can mark it and cut it. Hi, Trisha. There. Oh, I think it'd look good at the top. It's going to look good anywhere you put it. I did it more as a subtle. I need to cut some more off here. Or, you may not even like it. But we used it as on the apron on a project we did at the retreat. And the main thing is I wanted just to add some dimension to this cover. Now, I'm just going to take the back off. Oops. You can add more adhesive, but because I'm going to be gluing here in a second, I'll show you what I did. I just make sure it's not upside down. Make sure your art glitter glue doesn't grab. Right here. You can kind of pull it and push it to fit. Now, I did add a strip, and you can use your ribbon. You can use a strip of paper. I'm going to use my ribbon. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to use my hot glue gun. These aren't my sharp ones. It's time to buy new scissors for fabric because my little worker bees like to use them on everything, even after they're told not to. So I'll put that across the top, and then I did grab some twine and I did put that on. So this is the fun part. You can get twine, you can even add some of the white pom-poms at the top. We do sell those. I think we're going pom-poms on this one instead of the baker's twine that I used here. Some buttons just out of the stash. And it looks like the glue gun is ready. The only thing with these Ryobi cordless glue guns. Yes, they're more expensive, but I'll tell you what, they're going to last. But they're hot. I need my silicone fingers. They're not electric, which is nice. And they're clean. Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed how clean these construction ones are. Except for when you get it on your fingers. And then little pom-poms on top. And I just got mine off of Amazon. And I stole my husband's extra battery from the garage, which he's not too thrilled about, but that's too bad. And I still may put twine on the top. And I did get both of these glue guns. They have a bigger one. But I'll tell you what, it's even hotter. It's going to have to be for some major wood projects or something. It's just too hot. This is the yellow that we sell in the store. But I just use art glitter glue when I do this one. So yeah, I think that needs to go across the top. I know it's pretty hard for you guys to see it because it is smaller. But art glitter glue also holds it down really well, so you don't have to use the hot glue. Because it's a cotton natural fiber, so it just kind of grabs it. And that's where I put those two little white buttons on the end. Somebody took my donor buttons. But I have our red ones from Country Craft Creation, so I'll just use those. Two on the ends. Get two that match. Oh, these are cute. Those are really little ones. That's all we need for the end. For a second, and you kind of decide where you want that to go. We'll make a few flowers, and I did just use the hot glue with this. I'll tell you why, it gave it a little dimension. I didn't pop it up on dots, but I thought, you know, at least the glue will pop it up a little bit when I did the other one. And it did. It looked really good. It just popped it up there kind of naturally. Now, all I did on the cover, let me give you a little close-up. This is from your cut-aparts that you can cut right out. You can fussy cut those, or with your scan and cut, now you'll be able to cut those. But I don't mind cutting by hand, so I'll just cut mine by hand. I use the recipes up here. These were given to me. But I'm going to use, I've got a little wooden spoon that was also in the Craftology box that will be cute to use. We're going to punch some flowers, add our buttons, and then we'll stick our stuff on the inside and we're going to be done. Okay. I do want to cut out the recipes. Very simple though, it really is. Ink the edge. And see, I was able to kind of tuck it under there. But we're going to punch a few flowers. Two favorite punches are the Fiskars. I like the large one and the small one. And I did two flowers. And then I did use just a different one, flower punch for this bottom piece. I think it was this one that Bonnie had shown on her cards. So we're going to just punch these out. We're going to put this on, and then these were left over in my stash. And I did use a little piece of burlap ribbon. So if you have any burlap, it's kind of fun to add to these kind of projects. And I'll just set this underneath the flowers, but they're messy. Yeah, burlap's kind of messy. And I did put a little piece on the side of my album. There we go. We'll kind of lay that down. Punch the flowers. You can use any colors you want. I chose to use my leftover red pieces and my green. Or whichever ones you have. And the cherries. And I usually punch 5, so I do 3 of the 3 of the big. These are very simple. And I'll do 3 small, and then I'll do the same with the reds. Did some extra there. And if you also have some of the flower molds, there's some cool flower molds out there making your flowers, or, I mean, you can do so many things. Actually, I'm going to do 3 and 3. You can do so many things with your own flowers. And then they match, and you're just going to love it. All I do is, and it's quite relaxing, I just sit here and fold my petals in half. It was buried under there. So I have 3 big ones. Oh, you're out of your meeting already? Well, I'm glad. Cool, then you're back with us. You can use hot glue if you want. I just use art glitter glue. Always have on my flowers. Just going to kind of offset them. Then as we build, they're just going to get nice and fluffy. Yeah, I use the flower shapers sometimes too, but sometimes I just want to use my fingers because it's quicker. Yeah, I like the flower shapers, and I love to use them Actually, this is going to be the top, and it's actually more of the print. I do like those because the flower shapers, the ball, when you roll it on there, can change the shape. I done tutorials in the past on that one too. And like I said, it tore a little bit, and it's okay because you're not going to see it. Stagger. See, it's getting nice and fluffy. And then I did use I had a little red rhinestone I used as a center, but for these, I think I'm just going to use a little tiny red button. Don't have any more of those. They were in that little Happy Mail envelope I got. So we'll just use the cute tiny red buttons. And now make the red one. So 3 and 3, I like the 3 and 3. It made it a lot fluffier. Got glue stick. Just remember when you're squeezing up your petals, the side that you want showing, there you go, should be up as you're squeezing. So 3 of those. And that's going to be the center. It actually has some wording on it, so I'll use that one. Now the buttons are fun new little colored buttons. Do come in a mint green in the store. So they're available. Gosh, I need to get that. It's glue out of here. The mint green looks really nice here too. I'll show you in a minute. On the album, I actually have the other finished one of the mint greens. I just don't have them handy, or I would be using them now. Oh, that was luck. Okay. This is also, I like 5 petal punches. The 5 petals, they're easier to stagger. Okay, we'll hold that for a moment. Another little center, a little tiny one. Okay, now we'll just lay things out. Right on top. Now in this one, I did stick that little green one in the back. I don't know if I will this time. Oh, and then these, like I said, these were just leftovers that I've had from other flowers that I stuck underneath there. So if you have some, definitely get them out. I mean, you could even, these are a little dressy for it. I could also cut those. I would cut it off, of course, and then add, just to give you an idea. These are a little dressy for this album, so I wouldn't use those. Let some of that hang over the edge of the cut apart. I'm not going to touch it because it's super hot. You could even cut another recipe word to put right there if you wanted to. Did I already ink this? No, I didn't. Or did I? No. I don't know. Yeah, I like when flowers do match. I like to also mix and match. And then if you had the Craftology box and had that little spoon to put here, that will look really cute. And I can show you what they look like because I have more that are going in the store. Oh, I have to go get it. Oh my gosh, I'm as bad at Sally as you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just as bad. So that is also like the spoon Michelle Allen used. I would actually cut it. Tim Holtz. These will cut really easy. Oh, Sally's already back? Okay. And my little spoon, bow. We're going to add the ribbon to the side, and I'm going to show you the matting, and then we will be done. Oh no, we got to put our stuff on the inside, and then I will show you. This is the mini Ryobi, and it'll come with the battery. There is the big one, but you know what? I'm finding that's the one I like. Oops, stay there. And they took my other big Tim Holtz scissors. Actually, that will need more of a bow. And I would just glue that on, and it's going to need some other flowers here. So then you can make a ton more to just kind of put everywhere. Once I add some more flowers, then you can go through and just play with your buttons if you've got buttons. Oh yeah, see, we have to add some more buttons here. And I just hot glue them down on your cover, and you can go through and you know, change things, add things. Now, the sides. I did double mat, just with, it's a little more than 1/8 of an inch border. And again, the burlap, just the cut apart and a button. So I just went back through with the scraps and did the matting, and then the back side is 8 7/8 by 8 7/8. I just used the solid paper. So let's go ahead. Let me put these guys aside. But that is the main finish of your cover. Probably should have waited on those flowers because I'm going to kind of squish them, but I'll show you. We'll lean it over. Because I'm not matting, I'm going to put down the pages first, and then we're going to add that ribbon. Or you can add your magnets, whatever you like. And you know, I do like the yellow. I'm happy with the yellow in the back. I was worried. And so you want to grab this pot, put that in the pocket. You got to mat those, and then you're going to want your waterfall. And we do want to mat the backs of these. So I did use the cherries for the right-hand side. And on the original album, I used the pink refrigerator one, but on this one, I'm going to use our crazy psychedelic one, right? So we need to cut 2 mats, 8 7/8 by 8 7/8 for both of those. And that will sit there. Oh, let me show you. You don't have to mat the back if you don't want. Let me show you. If you just want that black to show, but I don't. I went ahead and put the matting on. Or you can use a solid cardstock. Gosh, once you start getting all the tools out, you're kind of like, my space is gone. Both these edges inked. Still using the pink. Going a little darker this time. I know you really can't see it on camera. And I'm not a heavy inker anyway. I don't like to usually get it all over my paper. But I do like the edges to have that finished look to it. Paper towel. So don't, well, you can mat this if you want your ribbon to show. I'm going to have the ribbon under paper. You know, maybe I don't want it. Well, I'll show you. I'm not going to go all the way under. I was going to, but now that I've been thinking about it, we'll just add it top and bottom. So you know what? You're not going to need that big of a piece. Maybe. Okay. Side will dry. Now I'm going to hang, let's see, hang my flowers kind of over, there we go. Hang the flowers over my board here so I don't quite smash them, but they're easy to fluff back up. We should have waited. Okay, we're almost done. I promise I'm almost done. All right. Put the waterfall down first. And all I did was basically center it. It's about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. Hold everything with your hand shut. That's one reason I took the tip off. I am going to use a little bit more glue. I'm just holding everything shut. Up. And really push. Kind of go on each one to help get that chipboard down. Time to dry. And let's do the same thing with our second piece. Okay, now this is going to, I mean, you're only going to have about, what, that 1/8 of an inch around? I mean, so it's going to fit in there pretty straight. Using my hand to kind of press it down. And then in the center, again, just go through and measure. And you'll notice if you created your album this way, what our cover was 3 1/4, you'll cut to 3 1/4 by 9. And I did do the double matting because I had enough pieces left over. I used the silver and then the red, and I did it on the sides in the red, and I did the outsides and I did double mat this one. I didn't this one. I don't know why. Then I noticed the magnets just weren't quite sticking as well as I wanted them to. And so I only did double mat the top. And I didn't like it opening that way. I want it this way so it looks a lot cleaner finished. So that you can do your matting on. Now we're going to fold the top over. I want to grab that nice big long piece. Well, I got 2 nice big long pieces I cut from the other one. Shouldn't have done that, right? So you want to decide, is your flap going to the left or on the top? I mean, on the top or bottom. That's what's going to decide where your ribbon's going. If this is going on the inside, then it needs to go on the back side of this flap and vice versa. Mine's going to go to the back. So I'm going to put the ribbon on this piece. And I'm going to do it before we do the matting. You do the matting on it. I'm going to do my matting later because I've taken up so much of your time already. I'm just eyeballing my center. The second piece here. And, you know, really for a recipe album, I just got done saying, there we go. For a recipe album, I think the tie will be nicer. You know how it just, when you add things, it's going to grow and get chunkier. Yeah, this was a different piece. Sorry, guys. So just start with your long pieces. Again, I do want these to hang, but I am going to choose some buttons that are going to go on the bottom of it. And I don't want them to match, but I do want them to be the same size. I shouldn't turn that off. Let's see if we can still get it to work. Or if it couldn't have pulled off that fast. Nope, it didn't. And you don't have to put them on both sides if you don't want to, but it'll give it more finished, a much finished look. Let me get 2 more. And don't forget, the package of buttons are for sale. And these 2 kind of match. I don't want them to really match. Oh, well, we'll go. Oh, it could be smaller. That's what we'll do. I thought you were doing clips and dangles there. Clips and dangles. I'm not sure what you mean, but you mean like this? I'm not sure on that one. Oh yeah, you can just put cardstock on the back, absolutely, and you can just punch circles. You don't even have to button. You can punch circles, hearts. Just get your punches out and put them on the bottom. I've done that before in tutorials. But I have a thing lately, you guys, for buttons. Oh, the ball. Yes, I do actually have that too to use in conjunction with it, Elizabeth. Let me show you. Yes, I still want to use that too. It's over here to my right. It's my gold one. Right here. Yes, I still am going to use it. I forgot. And one reason I want to use it is because I want it to be part of the book. So if you need to clip your recipe card, so maybe you've taken the recipe out, it's really handy to have these on there. Oops. And that's the other reason. So yes, thank you for reminding me, because it's been sitting over there waiting for me to use it. And again, I'm just going to decorate it. Oh goodness. I will decorate my clip. This is going to be crooked, but it's fine for right now because I don't want to knock my buttons off. Isn't that cute though? Buttons are cute. And you can also, I'll get that later, decorate your clips. You can decorate them with buttons, you can decorate them with the flowers, or you can leave them. It doesn't matter. But they're going to be that extra layer of your album staying closed. I really like these. I think they turn out so cute. So that is your finished album. Now you can also hang your spoon from your clip. How cute would that be? You can do so much. The green, the mint green, they are really nice with this too. And again, I just did some double matting, and I'll get mine all finished also. Probably not till this weekend because I've taken up all your time here. But have fun with it. Use different colors and see the difference. I love to always show the difference. Oh, and also you'll notice how much stronger your cover is because we used that chipboard behind. You know, I should actually give this a chance to dry. Should lay it flat. Anyway, you're going to see how much stronger, this cover is because we added the chipboard. So thanks for spending today with me this afternoon. And I hope you guys either get started on your album or you're making it and you enjoyed making it. I'm going to leave this laying flat. The glue dries quickly, but we want it to dry, thoroughly. And play with your paper clips, anything that you want, to add to your little album. There we go. She did it so it goes this way. I get confused. There we go. I just really like them. I think they're super cute. So guys, next week though, let me show you something. We are going to start, but I'm not going to use this paper. I want to show you something. So this is just a cute little fun fast one. And I did do a walkthrough. And I'm not going to use the same paper with this because I want to show you what I'm doing. I've only got it partly done, and I'm going to do this tutorial starting next week. And I'm making another one because my granddaughter's graduating, so I'm using Tea in Wonderland. And she did a lot of acting, and that's what she's going to school for. So I'm doing it in Tea in Wonderland, and I'll put some of her play pictures in here. Just kind of give you an idea. But I'm going to be using our new Father's Day collection called Retro Man. And you will have time to order it if you want. So the tutorial will start next week with Retro Man. And I did a walkthrough of that, and I can do another walkthrough. But it's going to be so you can make it for the guy for Father's Day, but it's quick, it's fast. And it's a lot of fun because it turns out really cute, but you'll see it's perfect, especially for the guys with Retro Man. So I'll get this finished and I'll do a walkthrough, and I'll do a walkthrough with the Retro Man paper to show you that that's what I'm going to start with next week. It's not available yet in the on the website, and you won't get it before I start the tutorial using Retro Man, but it's okay. You can use any paper you want, because I almost thought I was going to use Simple Stories, the new Vintage Farm one too, but then I'm like, no, I need to do the Father's Day one, and I need to do the one for my granddaughter's graduation. So you can see I got a lot going on. But it's fun, and we'll make this cute little fun one next week. We'll start it. You'll have a cute little accordion thing here, just cute places and pockets. So see, this will be great for Father's Day with Retro Man, and you can put some pictures of Dad in there, and it's got fishing, it's got everything in Retro Man. So this is what we're going to create, and I did use a couple of magnets in this one, the large. Okay, well, we'll get started again next week, and thanks for joining me today. It's been fun, and have a fabulous weekend. Bye, everybody.